Hello everyone, Scott here from Ellumacent Art. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So first off, I just want to apologise guys why I've not been making many videos recently. And that's because I've got a lot of personal health problems going on right now. I'm not going to get too much into that, but I just want to say I do apologise I've not been so active recently. But I have got my order from the Game Crafter, which I did want to show today. So I've got that right here. And those labels did not want to come off. I tried my best to remove all the labels, but those labels did not want to come off. But anyway, for this video guys, is to show the updates I've done to my homemade trading card game Ellumacent Souls Legends and all the feedback you guys have given me and how I've incorporated that into my update, which is what this video is all about. So that all said and done, let's crack this open and show you the first thing that has been changed and updated. And voila. And typically Game Crafter, they always stick them together. Let's carefully peel one off. There we go. Put the rest off to the side. So the first thing you'll notice guys straight away is I've changed and updated the actual artwork on my booster pack. And there's a good reason for that. And I'll bring in my first edition, which is the original. And you'll notice straight away what the problem was and why I changed the design from this to this. So if we have a look at the first edition, before I did the updates, you can see, if my camera can focus there, that the ink was basically just chipping off in all the corners. And this wasn't just one booster pack, this was happening to all the booster packs for my first edition. And I felt really bad for you guys as well, because no one wants to pick up a game or buy a game and they receive it like this. I was annoyed at the Game Crafter as well, because I did mention this problem with the Game Crafter and they never commented or said why this was happening. And I also felt bad as well, because not only was I getting my game arrive like this, I felt bad for anyone that was supporting me and buying my game. They got my game in this condition, which is horrible. So that is one of the reasons why I decided to change the design. So I had some good feedback from a good friend of mine who also experienced some of this chipping, which is Dorham Rasty TCG. And they gave me some really good advice about how to get around the ink chipping off from what they've learned and how they've made their booster packs. So they gave me some advice and told me to stick to like a similar design, maybe have like a faded edge border where the ink isn't so dense, where it's going to chip and crack around the sides. So that is basically what I did. So move that one off to the side. So talking about my redesign, so the first thing you notice is I've changed my character to one of my other favourites, which is Fury. I've made the logo simpler for my game. I've also made the text a little bit simpler so it won't chip off, which is, now I've got duplicates in here, so you will find duplicate cards. I thought that was more of a fun way that you guys can find the cards that you want quicker and build up your collections quicker and build your decks quicker. So now you've got, contains 18 random cards with the chance of duplicates. I've got the Game Crafter logo right up there, which has not chipped off at all, because I still like to promote them, even though they didn't ask or give me a reason why they've had such a problem with their booster packs doing this. I do like to support them because they do make our games, and they make our games available for you guys to support us and play our games. So I do like to still show my support to the Game Crafter. And on the side here, which if you get the right light, contains 2 rares, 7 uncommon and 9 common cards. So that's basically it for the booster pack and the changes that I've done from the first edition to the new edition. So with that said and done, let's push this off to the side and crack this open. Let's see what cards we can find, because that is where most of the update and the feedback I was given and the changes that I've done are actually on the cards. Now there's only been 3 changes. That is the backs, that is the way that the text box has been laid out, and the feedback given that people wanted me to bring back my symbols that my beta cards used to have. So that's all the feedback I was given, and I've incorporated that into this update, which you'll see as we'll crack this open. Now, will I have the strength to actually tear this properly? I can never tear these open right, even with the tabs, but let's see, we'll give it a go. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that's probably the best rip I've ever done. So, okay, fair enough, that was the best tear I've done actually for a Game Crafter booster pack. Wasn't straight down the middle or straight down the side, it literally tore the pack open. But anyway, there you go. That was actually quite good for me for opening up a booster pack. So as you can see, the first thing as I mentioned is I did change the backs of my cards. and I really love how this has turned out. Lilith, which is the character you see on the front, is my all-time favourite demon goddess of mine, and is one of my favourite characters. So not just that, in her hands she actually has souls, and my game is called Ellumacent Souls Legends, so she fitted really well with the fact that she has souls coming out of her hands to the actual title and theme of my game. So that is why Lilith is now on the back. I still got my decorative border that is around here, which I just made it transparent, and I've added little bits of flames and little bits of details just to make the whole card come together, and it's really come together quite nicely. Now, as I'll show you, I'll bring in my first edition before the update, and as you can see, it's a vast improvement to what I had in my first edition. So I'm really happy how the backs have turned out now. So that's the backs. That's basically updating the feedback that I got, that the backs were a bit, in a kind way, they were a bit bland with just having a white border. There was probably just that white border was too much at the time, and I just didn't really see it until it was pointed out. So I am grateful for that feedback, and that's why I've updated it with the new back right now. So we'll flip these over to see which is our first card. So you'll see the next addition to what I've changed from the feedback you guys are giving me is I've brought back my my symbols here. You might remember these if you've watched my channel for quite a while, then you'll know these were the symbols I had on my beta cards. So I brought them back because people wanted to identify their cards and factions easier by a symbol, and also I've made it easier to know what the symbol is by keeping the name as well as adding the symbol. So for like Wyatt Blaze here, you know he's a faction knight, and there's the symbol that shows a faction of knight. The other thing that I've changed is the actual box itself. So there's this light white background now, and it makes the text stand out. The text is now just a standard block color of black, and I've added bold as well to the important bits, like bold around the roll number because that needs to stand out, and bold around the card type because that also needs to stand out. The motto I've also made into a bold black color, and the last thing to change is I've moved and redid the layout for my copyright. So my copyright is now here, and I've also added the collection number and card number as well as the set number to this side right here. So collection number reads as the set name, which is Ellumacent Souls Legends set 1, card number 16 out of 40. So that's how many cards are in the set, that's the name of the set, and that's the number that card is in that set. So that is all that have been changed and updated from the feedback you guys are giving me. And again, I'll bring you my first edition right here to show you the difference. So you can see there is a big improvement there. The text box stands out. I do admit the text does look a lot better, and I do prefer the layout with my copyright and the set and the card number right here. So that's basically it for the changes, guys. That's all the feedback I've done, and I've incorporated what you guys suggested into my game. So this is what the cards will look like from now on. Now don't worry if you picked up this first edition cards, you can still use them. Nothing mechanical wise on the cards has changed. It's just the layout and how the text box looks, and obviously the card backs. That is the only thing that's changed, so you can still use the first edition cards. So with that said and done, let's carry on. Let's see who we found. So we've got Wyatt Blaze, Knight of Light. And if you didn't know the common or the rarity faction, how to pick who's a rare, who's a common, who's an uncommon, that goes on the colour of the frame. So if you see with Wyatt, white is his bronze colour, bronze is common, silver frame is uncommon, and gold frame is a rare. So that's just to help you guys identify if you've got a bronze frame, it's a common card, if it's a silver frame, it's an uncommon card, and if it's a gold frame, you found a rare card. So that is basically the rarity system in my game. So that said and done, let's go through the rest of the cards. So we've got Wyatt Blaze, Knight of Light, who's an uncommon. And I did say now I've added duplicates, you will find duplicate cards. So finding two Wyatts is really cool because it is a really cool card. So Wyatt Blaze, Knight of Light, which is an uncommon. Another one, Wyatt Blaze, Knight of Light, uncommon. And we've got Polar Asia Forest Guardian, who you can tell is an uncommon because of the silver frame. All the factions, as you can see, have got their symbols back now, and the text looks a lot clearer to read. So that's our first uncommon. And I've got my first rare, as you can see, through the gold border around the edge. So that is Laurie the Royal or the Knight being the first rare. We've got Yuki, Demon Mage of Time, uncommon. I wasn't expected to find 4 Wyatts in this booster pack, but Wyatt is one of my favourite characters and one of my favourite common cards. So I'm happy I've got 4 of him. So Wyatt, Blaze, Knight of Light, which is a common. Nikki the Forest Warrior, which is a common. Jacob Battle Ready Demon, which is a common. Pamela Ancient Forest Guardian, who's an uncommon. Ruby Dragon Mage, which is a uncommon. Our last rare, and this is one of my favourite rare cards, which is my Rhea, the Guardian Knight. And again, the gold border shows you it's a rare card. There's only 2 rare cards in each booster pack, so Laurie and Rhea are the 2 rare cards that I found in this booster pack. So we've got Rhea the Guardian Knight, and she is a really good card to find because she can combo attack with all your other cards. So she actually adds as a little buffer for your attacks to do more damage. So I'm really happy I found Rhea. Next we got Sarah the Majestic Water Knight, which is a common. Jennifer Demon Knight of Light, which is a common. Maya the Night Warrior, which is a common. Another one of my favourite cards here, which is Killia the Ancient Forest Warrior. Her ability is really good, so another great card to keep an eye out for, and she's an uncommon. Again, another really great one for a unique ability, which is Kate the Succubus of Lust, due to her ability, and she's an uncommon. And we've got another Ruby the Dragon Mage, which is an uncommon. And that is all the cards in this booster pack. There is 18 random cards. I was not expected to find 4 Wyatts, but I'm not complaining. Wyatt is one of my favourite male characters in my game and in my anime, so I'm always happy to find 4 Wyatts. And it's also really cool to show you guys how easy it is to build a collection of cards quickly with this duplicate system. So now I've got 4 Wyatts that I can build a deck with really easily. So I'm happy now I've got duplicates in the packs. So let me know what you guys think. That is basically all the updates done. That's basically all the feedback you guys are giving me to actually improve the look of my game, and I am really grateful to you guys for giving me that feedback. As I say, from the first edition, if you guys picked up the first edition before I did the updates from your feedback, don't worry, you can still use these cards. Nothing major has changed, just the look and the aesthetics and obviously the card back. The actual card skills itself to the character haven't changed, it's just the colour of the text and basically the background of the text box. That is the only thing that has changed. So if you have got the first edition cards, you can still use them, but from now on this is what the cards will look like when you buy my game from the Game Crafter. And with that said, I will leave a link in the description box below if you want to pick up my game from the Game Crafter. Thank you to everybody who gave me feedback, I really do appreciate it. I will be opening up the rest of the booster packs from my order in upcoming videos, so make sure you check that out, as I'll be collecting all my cards, filling up my binder and building my deck as well, so I can show you how to play my homemade trading card game, Ellumacent Souls Legends. So until then guys, until the next video, have a wonderful day, take care, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye guys.